Life without an ED. When people say to you that they have an eating disorder, and then someone asks, or you think to yourself, will I ever live a life without an ED? You don't just walk away from it. When you're recovering or you are recovered, you don't just leave that part of your life behind. Every single day is a struggle, every day is an effort. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. When you've got your grips on it, when you know how to control it and not let it control you, accepting that that's just going to be a part of your everyday life from now on is actually not such a big deal. You know, it's pretty daunting when you don't have a grasp on it and you think to yourself, even when I'm better, I still gonna have to deal with these feelings. But you know what? When you deal with those feelings a lot better, a battle does not seem so scary. Food. Oh, food is a challenge. Food's always been a challenge. I can say easily that a big help for me has been the change in my thinking. So the thoughts that go through my head while I'm eating and before I eat and after I eat are all changed now. Not entirely, I have worked my best on changing them into a more positive light, but you of course still can't get around certain thoughts. Well, you can get around them, you just can't avoid them, and you just have to accept that that's just what's happening right now, and you can feel it, but you don't have to keep feeling it. You get to have a choice there. You can choose to move on, or you can choose to be stuck feeling like that. So I found changing the way that I thought by choosing what I would like to think instead made a world of difference to me. How I feel when I eat is not a lot different to even in the worst times of my anorexia. Eating for me is still highly uncomfortable. The desire to eat is still very minimal. General lack of appetite is a bit of an understatement, but without the mental stress of the horrible thoughts and the cycle of the thoughts when it comes to eating, without that on top of how you physically feel, it is much easier to deal with. I find it bearable. At the high points in my anorexia, I felt like it feels like you're on speed, you know, like you have superpowers, like you just have more power than you should. Like, even though you're lacking the physical energy, what your body needs to physically continue, your mental energy is so high that you're running purely off mental energy. You don't even have the fuel in your body to be doing the things that you're doing, but mentally, because you think and you want to do them, you think you need to, you do it. You know, it's just like somebody high on drugs. You know, you think you have the energy that you don't, and you push with it. You push, and you keep pushing until your body screams out and says, "I can't anymore." And even though your brain is saying, "We can go a little bit harder." So that's a little bit what that's like. It's like insanity, honestly. And the worst part, one of the things that's hard to talk about is you want to die a lot of the time, because this existence that you're living in is painful. It's torture. But that aside, in reality, you actually want to live. You don't want to die at all. There's so much that you want to experience. There's so much happiness that you feel like you've still got to find. And so you're so torn. You want to die, but you don't want to die at all. I mean, you wonder, how is that even possible? But trust me, you can never be more afraid of dying than when you're afraid of living. And I guess it really hurts. The pain of wanting to live and also wanting to die, it turns into a whole new form of stress and anxiety. Every day that you wake up, you're greeted with a panic attack. Good morning. Oh my God, what's going on? Seriously. And it's all because when you wake up in the morning, you don't even think this happens within a split second, right? It occurs in your mind. I'm alive, woohoo, it's another day. And at the same time, oh my fucking God, while I was sleeping last night, I forgot that this was my life. But that's right, this is real life. Fuck, I'm going back to sleep. May as well be dead. Laters. And And that's what being torn between life and death feels like. And that's what it's like when you live in a living hell in your head, creating horrible, monstrous things for yourself to deal with. And yet wanting to be alive and experience everything, just not inside of your own body. So that's just a little brief bit I thought I'd tell you about me and my eating disorder. I could tell a lot more and I'd like to, like there's just so much I could go on about, like the really delusional thoughts and the ideas, like shaving your legs becoming easier, or looking good in any clothing because every clothing fits you. There are so many lies behind both those statements, and I've got plenty more that I'd love to tell you about. Oh, it is quite funny to be like that. You can't laugh in the moment, but later on you will. Yes, I was a difficult person at the height of my anorexia, and I can still be quite difficult now. Weight restored, not fully recovered, but what is fully recovered? Stay tuned for more soon, I hope.